أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طب القلوب ونور القلوب وضواعيها. أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا والنساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم من ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Today we would like to seize this opportunity just to advise ourselves with respect to our faith, particularly on Salat. How to approach Salat. There are certain prerequisites that one should follow before coming to Salat. That is wudu. Before you make wudu, you need something we call istinja. You have to wash your private parts. If it incurred something like attending nature's call, or what, you urinate, or whatever the others may be. But basically, attending nature's call and urine, you need to wash your private parts before going to the wudu straight. This is what we call istinja. Having finished with that, with the istinja, you have to make the wudu. Approaching the wudu, what are you supposed to do? Before you wash your hand, there is something which is wajib. You have to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim before what? You start washing your hand. You don't just put your hands under the what? The faucet of the water and then washing your hand. This is what? Wajib is very important. Somebody will say in the toilet on all this. The toilet in Japan is not like the toilet in our villages and other places. There is no any remains or remnants of dirt in the toilet. When you say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, it will affect. You say it also within yourself, very in a very gentle way. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Brothers, the point is that you need to make the wudu start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Then start as you are told, washing the feet and then the other organs which is supposed to be. Apart from the wudu or failure to perform the wudu, your salat is not what? It's not accepted. Failure to perform wudu to make salat is not allowed in Islam. Even in the circumstances where there is no water, there is something in place of wudu which we call tayammum. So brothers, when you want to perform salat, you have to what? You have to perform wudu. And how do we perform wudu? Having said Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, you wash your hands what? 3 times. Then what? Gargle your mouth 3 times. And then sniff and then what? Inhale and exhale your nostrils. That one also 3 times. Then washing your what? Your face. Then washing your arms to the what? To the elbow. 3 times. Each part 3 times. The little you can do, if not 3 times, is one time. It's accepted in Islam to wash it once, if you can make it neatly. But the most appropriate, which is taught, is what? We should wash it what? 3 times. But circumstances where you cannot wash it 3 times, 1 time is okay, is allowed. Nostrils and washing your face also 3 times. Washing your arms to the elbow, as I mentioned earlier, 3 times. The left and right, all the same. Then brush your hair with water from front to the back and then bring it back. This is what is required of you. And then also what? Then you clean your ears inner ears and then what? The outer ear. Then you wash your ankle, your feet to the ankle. Ankle here. You have to wash your feet properly. Not that so we have got some people when they go to the faucet, they just put their legs under the faucet, shaking it like this. No, 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 no. They say wash, they didn't say shower your feet. Rasul didn't say silan ilma. Silan ilma, it comes like to put water on your body. But this one is what? We have to wash. You have to wash your feet. وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ. It didn't say وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ. وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ means what? It's ma'tuf ala ma qabla ghasl. You have to wash. Some people think that is what? You have to just what? Brush your feet like this. No, 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 no. We don't do that. You have to wash it properly to the ankle. The ayah didn't say وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ. It's not maksurul jim. وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ, not وَأَرْجُلِكُمْ. So you see people just making like wamsahu. No, no, it's not like. It's just what you have to wash. It's not the brushing, which was mentioned for your hair. Your feet also should be brushed. That is not the place. You have to wash your feet to the ankle. And the ankle, you washing your feet has no any distinct number of 3 times because of what? The feet place. Make sure you wash it properly. What dalk? Dalk means you have to brush on it properly so that you can feel that what? There is friction between your fingers and your feet. And then you wash them properly, left and right. Then having finished with that, you have to make tashahud. The tashahud is what? أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمد عبده اللهم اجعلني من التوابين واجعلني من المتطهرين. You finish like that. Then you come to what? You approach the salat. If you approach your salat, then what? You have to make iqama. Iqama is for salat. It's not what? It's not in salat. Iqama is what? It's for salat, not in salat. And you are advised to make iqama before you what? You make what? Takbirat al-ihram. Having finished with takbirat al-ihram, dua al-istiftah. Dua al-istiftah is what? Prayers that you should do before you start reciting Surah Al-Fatiha. The istiftah has got some pattern of reciting. Allahumma ba'id bayni wa bayna khatayak ma ba'atu bayna al-mashriq wal maghrib. You can do that. And the others also are there. So if you finish the dua al-istiftah, then you bring what? Bismillah. Basmala means what? You have to make that either you make it audible or non-audible. Whatever you did is acceptable. Then what? You started Surah Al-Fatiha. If you can't recite Surah Al-Fatiha or you fail to recite Surah Al-Fatiha, at that time your salat is invalid. Because la salata liman lam yaqra'a bi fatihatil kitab. No matter how you can recite the whole Quran and you fail to recite Surah Al-Fatiha in your prayer is invalid. Except there is some kind of flexibility for somebody who has just accepted Islam and he has no any knowledge about what? Quranic recitation. He can just be doing what? Subhanallah walhamdulillah until he is taught properly how what? Quran is recited. The person can make salah with that kind of istighfar and azkar, subhanallah walhamdulillah. Just making prayers with that without recitation of Quran. But the most important is that for salat to be accepted in total, you need to recite Surah Al-Fatiha. And after that, you recite what Allah has made it easier for you in the salat. بعد سورة الفاتحة فتقرأوا ما تيسر من القرآن. ما يتيسر من القرآن, what you can recite from the Quran after Surah Al-Fatiha. Then you proceed. You will continue doing like this to this point, and then when you finish Surah Al-Fatiha and there's any ayah or surah after Surah Al-Fatiha, you make takbir and make ruku. Ruku, you have to do it properly. Your back should be what? In a balance with your body. Don't do it and your body you are just stretching in a different angle. Your body must be flattened. And you recite what? Subhana Rabbiyal Azim. When you are in the ruku 3 times. When you are raising up, you make takbir. Sami Allahu liman hamida Rabbana wa lakal hamd. This is required things, which is you have to mention them all this azkar. We are trying to just do it in summarize this in this. If we are going to go into details, we say this. Just we want to just give a brainstorming a little bit so that each and everyone should know prayers is being done in this procedure. Your ruku, and then you stand up and make sure that all your body has been stretching up completely. You don't need to just praying like the picking of cherry of a chicken. You have to if you raise up, you have to stand and make sure that all your bodies and the bones have come back to its normality. Then you make takbir and go to ruku. The ruku that you will do, what are you supposed to do? Your feet, your ankle should go first if you are in a good condition. Some have got problem with their back or their feet. Whatever form they will go, that one they are excused. But in a normal sense, your ankles should go first. That is the most distant Islamic way. Some go with their hands first. It's something we don't need to talk about it now. But preferably, let your feet go first. But if you have some ailment or sickness that will not allow you to go with your organs in that form, you are mazur. You are excused. Then you prostrate and then say the same Subhana Rabbiyal A'la in your prostration. When your sujood, in your sujood, Subhana Rabbiyal A'la 3 times. If you think you are in a better position, you can add also Subuhul Qudus. Subuhul Qudus. You can add it all, and some azkar which is mentioned in the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. But the minimum is Subhana Rabbiyal A'la 3 times. The minimum is Subhana Rabbiyal, and then you come back and sit on your buttocks, on your seat again. Make sure you sit properly and then prostrate again. Then before you stand, you are going to do all this in sequence in the same pattern. The first 2 rakah you have to sit down and then make tashahhud. And then you stand up. The first sitting in the prayer, in any prayer, is is sunnah, except the morning prayer, because the morning prayer has got only 2 rakah. The sitting of it is obligatory. It has no sunnah in that. But the remaining prayers from Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, all their first sittings are sunnah. And the last sitting of it is is fard. So brothers, this is a way that one should understand how he should approach his prayers. Prayers is something which Allah has advised us from the Quran. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. Any place you will see that Allah mentions salat, the next is about finance. Because when you pray, then you have to work. And the finance will come and help those who are underprivileged in Islam. It's not you make salat and remain in the masjid. That is not Islam. You have to go and work and get something that you can take care of yourself and your family. Bring food on the table. That's why Allah said always, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ. So you cannot give zakat unless you worked, and what is surplus that comes out of your money. The percentage that is required of when you kept something which it has lasted for 1 year and it's your entitlement, then you have to take a specific percentage for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we call nisab. The nisab of money is 2.5. If you have a required, there should be a required amount that should be available and is subject to zakat. When the required amount is there and lasted for 1 year, then that money is subject to what? 2.5% should be taken out of it and give it to the poor. So brothers, let's come back to the salat. We have taken salat loosely while we are in the other world working and then taking care, making our life the way we want it. But when it comes to salat, people also want to do it the way they want it. Islam is not about your mindset. It's about how it has been formatted to us through Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Any kind of changes that will subject to it, not the way the Prophet taught, your prayers is invalid. The approach is invalid. وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ. If you want to follow Allah, then you have to follow Rasulullah, how he brought the religion to you. You have no excuse to say that no, we are living in a world which this, you want to interpret your own way of Islam. No. Islam has been formatted and it has been completed and it has been presented to us. You have to follow it how it has been taught. Any attempt to digress or to go out of it is what? It's an insubordination to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. It's showing a disrespect to the Prophet. So if you want to be a Muslim, prayers is very paramount. It's the lifeline of what? Your kalmat, your what? Your twin shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. And the next is what? Salat. Then followed with the other pillars of Islam. Zakat, Hajj, and Siyam. Salat is the lifeline, is the blood that circulates through all the worship that we are doing. Failure to perform Salat, it means that the body has no oxygen, even with blood to move through it. So you are completely, what you will do is a dead thing. It has no room for acceptance unless there is Salat going through it. Al-farqu baynana wa baynahum as-salah. The differences between us and them is what? The salat. فَمَنْ أَقَامَهَا فَقَدْ أَقَامَ الدِّينَ فَمَنْ هَدَمَهَا فَقَدْ تَرَكَ الدِّينَ. So brothers, if you are not praying and someone says no, he is a Muslim, just he is not praying, we cannot say he is this, is this. Nobody want to castigate. But so long as he is not praying, even if he dies, his name is Muhammad or whatever, we cannot bury him. There is nothing, so he stopped praying. Being in our society and then binding us, what is binding us is what? The one who is praying. So if his name is, the name of the person is Muhammad and he's not praying, and we know, and then after that something happened on his way, he passed away, we cannot bury him because his name is Muhammad. The person will be just hanging around clubs, drinking and then doing all kind of things and then not praying. But because they say he's a Muslim or the father is imam in the village that he belongs or the country he comes from and he doesn't pray. No. The prayer is the one that motivates us to go closer to him and then give him the necessary what? Respect. So that we can take him to the final barrier and then wish that Allah will forgive him. That's all that we can do. So long as he has no these qualities that will bring us together. So long as he has no these qualities of prayer, then we cannot do anything. The only thing is that we are sorry. And if we know him and we have nobody, we just call some people and give them money to go and bury him. If we cannot do that, it becomes a duty on us. And nobody, we can just go and bury him and then that's all. But the best way is what? To bury somebody who is what? Praying, it gives some kind of relief to your life. So brothers, I would like to appeal to you and myself. We should take prayer seriously. Regardless wherever we are. In the companies we are working, there are space of time we have to worship. Break time, we can pray. Some people also, they don't care. They don't care about prayers. When they are in their working place, they say if they get home, they will pray. This is not allowed. Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina كتابا موقوتا. Surely this prayer has been designated or make obligatory to the Muslims to pray it in its time. So you cannot choose a time to pray for yourself. Inna salat. That's why it came with the affirmative. Inna harf al-tawqid. Surely this religion, inna salat, this prayer has been made obligatory. Inna salat kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta ay mafruda. It has been legislated and made it obligatory for you. You have no choice. So if we should pray in time, that is the most important thing that we should understand. Even the prophets, when they were even in the battlefield, they forgot sometime about Salat al-Asr. And the ayah came. Hafizu ala salawat wa salat al-wusta wa kumu lillahi qanitin. Salat al-wusta, it means what? The prayer in between, in the middle. If you take your finger, we have Hamsa salawat. If you count from the ibham, the thumb to the middle, you get it what? Asr is what? In the middle. When you take from the small finger to the center, you see that what? The wusta, it means what? Salat al-wusta is what? The Salat al-Asr. They were in the battlefield. But Allah is admonishing him or advising him. Hafizu ala salat was salat al-wusta. You have to take care of all the prayer and the salat al-wusta, which means salat al-asr, in where they were engaged in what? In the battle to raise the banner of Islam. They have not been given excuse because they were in the battlefield to raise the banner of Islam to what? To put the prayer aside. But they are told to pray. How much more you and I? Our excuse every day is what? I'm working. You go throughout the 8 hours, you don't pray, and you come home and you stand up and then praying all the 5. Are you joking? We should try to do our best. In our working places, we can pray. You have to identify yourself with your leaders or with your your bosses or your managers. If it is what? Break time, 12 o'clock. Generally in Japan, 99%, everybody takes break 12 o'clock. You can just make your zuhur. And the tea time. If they don't give you tea time, you can make a request. From the wudu to the salat, how many? 10 minutes. Even Japanese, when they are in their company, they have what? A tea time, or sometimes they say what? The cigarette time. Somebody go out and smoke cigarette. How many times? If you make that request, you can get your prayers done. Because أول ما يحاسب به الإنسان يوم القيامة الصلاة. What you are going to be what? Judge first in يوم القيامة is about what? Is salah. If it is what? Is well prepared, then the other items is being considered to come in. When your prayers is what? Is out of context, then you have nothing to what? To say you are looking for any reward. So the prayer is the center to magnetize all the good things that you have done. The magnetic field of the business that you are doing for Allah is centralized on salat. When the salat is done, it can magnetize all the elements of what? Ions that are around the what? The magnetic field. So brothers, salat per se is something very paramount in our life. We should take it seriously. The more we put our faith through this worship that Allah has designated or made it obligatory to us, the more we can get our lives moving in a right direction. And the more we can get tranquility in our lives. So brothers, I wouldn't like to take much of your time. And the salat I'm trying to echo in our eyes or in our ears is about just we should take it seriously. Approaching salat, one should be in a mood of what? A mood of stability. Don't come to salat and your mind is somewhere. Don't come to salat and your mind is somewhere. Allah said in the Quran, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ. Surely, the believers have what? are successful or they have succeeded. Based on what? They will succeed when they have concentration in their prayers. Qad aflaha al-mu'minun. Qad, because if you look at the verb that come after qad, is fi'l madi, is what? Is past tense. So it makes the qad here not qad li taqlil, innama qad li tahqiq. Qad in Arabic language, which make it affirmative, not making it or this. No. So long as the verb after that qad is past tense, it makes what? The sentence affirmative. That word affirmative. So the word qad becomes tahqiq. So brothers, Allah has said in the Quran, Surah Al-Mu'minun, the chapter of the believers, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Those who are what? Who are in concentration in their prayers, they are the successful ones. So may Allah put us within the zumra, this in the group of people who are successful in the prayers. So long as we will be successful in prayers, the other aspect of it will come also with the consideration of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers, let us be very, very careful with our prayers. Coming to prayers also, we should have concentration in it. Lack of concentration in prayer, it means that your salat is invalid. So brothers, I wouldn't like to take much of your time. Briefly, I would like to advise myself and you, as Muslims, no matter what the circumstances or situation, prayers must be taken seriously. Prayers must be taken seriously. Any person who is what? Abandoning prayers and then also pretending to say, I'm a Muslim. Muslim is just what? In the heart. You cannot decide, you cannot teach us about Islam, how Islam is being what? Practice is through the heart or through the mind or this. They say pray. And you, if you are going to pray, you have to pray with concentration. And if you don't pray as the Prophet Muhammad has proclaimed or this is advised to do, you are not worshipping. The worship is what the Prophet brought to you and how he taught you to do it. Any changes that will result in that prayer or in that particular message of the Prophet, you are out of context. Islam has been formed by the Prophet, and then during the Hajj al-Wada, he made it clear to everybody. And having finished with that, he said, Allahumma ishhad kad ballag. Allahumma ishhad kad ballag. Allahumma ishhad kad ballag. 3 times. So now nobody will come and tell us some stories or fairy tales how to pray. If you don't see the prayers in the eyes of the Prophet, you will never see it anywhere to be what? To be something that is acceptable. May Allah guide us. May Allah forgive us. May Allah give us this in the ability to perform the deen how it has been sent to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. May Allah forgive us. Those who have passed away among us, may Allah have mercy on their souls. Those who are sick among us, may Allah grant them the resources so that they can overcome such ordeal in their life. We also here as what? Seeking for green pasture in this country. May Allah give us also the strength and the health so that we can do better and then reach out our families and beyond in our life. This country also, may Allah grant them peace. Peace that we are enjoying in this country. May Allah increase the peace here and then make their economy stronger so that we can also what? Milk down something out of the economy and then transcend it down to our families. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملت على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. صلوا على النبي الكريم.